Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1, Chapter 7, up to verse 28. We had finished where Arjuna is going to Sri Krishna because there is a Brahmastra released by Ashwathama. Ashwathama is the son of Dronacharya and he has performed a very heinous act of killing the children of Draupadi in their sleep. You remember this? And later on, when he is running away from there, Arjuna comes to know about it. And because Arjuna comes to know about it, what does he do? He is running after this guy saying that I'll catch you. Now when that happens, Ashwathama gets afraid and he has the power of a very powerful weapon, which is a Brahmastra. So he releases that weapon. It can cause destruction in this world. I hope you get this point. So when this particular thing is released, there is a lot of brightness in the sky. The world can come to an end just because of that Brahmastra. So Arjuna goes running to Shri Krishna and tells him that there is this problem which I don't know how to do anything about. So Shri Krishna tells him, Arjuna, you also have Brahmastras, isn't it? To counteract that Brahmastra, you need one more Brahmastra, isn't it? And this particular Brahmastra which you have is equal and powerful to what Ashwathama has released in the world. So there is an equality. So if this Brahmastra and this Brahmastra meet, it is going to neutralize it. Got the point? But there is still going to be a double effect of the explosions that will happen. Understood or no? And because that is the case, Arjuna is now going to ask Sri Krishna about a lot of other things associated with it. So this is where we had ended. So today we are going to start from the new verse. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, verse 29. Sutta Goswami said, hearing this from personality of Godhead, that is Sri Krishna, Arjuna touched water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Sri Krishna, he cast his Brahmastra weapon to counteract the other one. So just now I told you, what is he doing? He is putting his own Brahmastra in outer space. Okay? Ashwathama has already released his weapon. So here Arjuna, who is under the guidance of Sri Krishna, he also releases his Brahmastra. These Brahmastras have been with him for many years now, because these were got from, say, Shivji and various other places. Got it? So when he releases it, I have told you that the release of these Brahmastras or these powerful weapons is to be done by using certain mantra japs. Now I want you to think about it very carefully. Is it talking about some release in the outer space? Or where is it being said? So you have to think about it. I will be talking about it in the end. So now I want you to actually visualize that these two Brahmastras are going to meet each other. And then what happens? So verse 30 says, when the rays of the two Brahmastras combined, a great circle of fire like the disk of the sun covered all outer space and the whole firmament of planets. Now this is again a statement which tells us when these two Brahmastras are coming together, they are meeting somewhere up there in the sky. Now when these Brahmastras are meeting, there is a lot of fire. That means a lot of brightness, a lot of fire, a lot of, kind of a power is released. Today, when we are doing a simple experiment with fusion or fission. There are laboratories across the world where a simple bombarding is done of a particular element. What happens? A tremendous amount of energy is released. Isn't that what happens? So when this thing hits, a lot of energy is released. Now this energy which is released is of a very, very high quantity. All right? There is a quantifiable level to which a person can say, okay, this is the kind of energy that is released. All right? So now this is happening at that particular moment in time. So when this energy is released, there is a cloud which is covering the sun as well. So the entire layer of earth is covered by means of a dense cloud. Okay, this cloud is covering the rays of the sun from entering. Even when there is a nuclear weapon used by any country in this world, you will find that it creates a cloud. Have you seen the mushroom cloud, they call it? When a nuclear weapon is dropped somewhere, there is a mushroom cloud which gets created and it covers the earth. And there is a lot of dust and a lot of particles which are released. Not only the rays, you see the powerful rays are emitted, but not only that, a lot of dust particles and everything covers the entire atmosphere. And because it is covering the entire atmosphere of the earth, the rays of the sun cannot penetrate inside the earth. You know this. And that is the time you will find that lot of these trees, animals, birds and everything dies. There is a lot of radiation which happens. This is the power of these kind of weapons. So when these two Brahmastras are meeting, these things happen over there. And when they happen, the whole firmament of the planets and the sun and everything disappears. Nobody can see it. Verse 31 says, all the population of the three worlds was scorched by the combined heat of the weapons. Everyone was reminded of the Samvartaka fire which takes place at the time of annihilation. Now, what is this thing which happens in the end? When the earth has to, cease its existence. Ceasing existence doesn't mean that the earth is going to explode. Please remember this. Nothing like that happens. Okay? The earth is not going to explode. There is no such activity happening. What happens is it brings about the ice age. That means after this particular activity, at the end of the 4 yugas, all right, the end of the 4 yugas brings about massive activity on the earth. There are earthquakes, there is volcanoes bursting, the underwater sea currents come up, they cover the entire land. Everything which is destructive starts happening on the earth. The land mass goes underwater. So there are lots of things which happen which causes the destruction. In all the scriptures, whether it is the Hindu scripture or any other scripture, it is written the coming of the horseman. The horseman, why is it called the horseman? You will find that the Kalki avatar is also termed like that. Now what it entails is just the way the horse runs. Okay? It has got wings. Okay? Just the way the horse runs, you will find that it is covering the ground. There's a lot of dust. Imagine the horse is traveling on the water also. What would happen? It is as if the waves are going to form with it, as if the earth is going to follow it. So this whole activity starts on the earth and everything starts getting covered. Isn't that what happens even when there is a massive nuclear weapon that is released? The same thing happens. Today's weapons may destroy one city. If you drop it on a particular city, that city may get destroyed. But imagine this, a huge kind of impact on entire planet is happening. So today we have megaton bombs and so on and so forth. I am not talking about bombs. I am talking about something which is far more massive and beyond anybody's comprehension. Think about it. Mahabharata is enacted in one place. That one place is called Kurukshetra. Is it mentioned Kurukshetra? Now when Kurukshetra is there, how big is Kurukshetra? Kurukshetra could be covering an entire city of Bangalore. Kurukshetra could be covering an entire city of New York or London. Okay, not beyond that. I don't think there is anything beyond that. Because remember, their wives and children are also there. The old man is also sitting in his palace. Okay, isn't Dhritarashtra sitting over there listening to the story? Got the point or no? So, that means the effect of this weapon is only limited to that space. But there is a very peculiar statement that is made. That statement is, all the population of the three worlds are scorched by the combined heat of the weapons. I want you to think about it. If the weapon was dropped in Kurukshetra, why is somebody in Japan going to get affected? I don't think that is the thing which happens. If the weapon was dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, do you think India was affected? No. A volcano bursting in, let us say, in Indonesia. Indonesia is a group of islands. Now, if there is one island on which one volcano is erupting, how much of power does it have to cover the landmass? Maybe Malaysia, maybe Singapore will get covered. That's it. Do you think it will come to India? Nothing like that is happening. So then why is this mentioned over here? That the population of the three worlds. And that is the reason why our job is to investigate what does he mean by that. So you have to think on those lines. Why is the population of the three worlds getting affected? I don't think so. So if I have somebody staying in Russia, somebody staying in United States, and if I'm dropping a bomb here, what difference is it going to make to them? Maybe some cloud will come one day. That's it. How many people got affected by coronavirus? We took precautions to stay indoors. Got the point? But how many people were actually affected? 500,000? 1 million? I don't know. That is all. We can't even say that many people died. Simply because in 1 year's time, more number of people die by accidents than one coronavirus. Would you agree with me? And what effect did that vaccine have on us? I don't know. On the contrary, I know now I'm more sicker than before. We know that. You know that. I know that. You have become very weak yourself. Every now and then people will have cough and cold and this and that. Earlier we never had. Some stupid diseases have started coming. So it is an after effect. But frankly speaking, even if I would have gone out to walk, nothing would have happened. If my immunity was there in the body, I don't think anything would happen. So even in that case, tomorrow if million bombs are also dropped on the planet Earth, you can build as many dams as you want in this world. If China builds one dam and you think that the Earth is going to get stopped by 0.0000 seconds or something like that, don't bother your head about it. Somebody else somewhere is going to make it faster. If they are making it slower, somebody will make it faster. Who says it is not going to happen? If somebody is creating coronavirus, there is another person who is creating a vaccine for it. What's the point or no? Huh? If there is a problem, there is somebody creating a solution also. So then what is this mentioned over here? You got to ask your questions. What is the meaning of these words? Why should the whole world's population get affected? I want you to think about it. Anywhere in Europe, do they know about Mahabharata or even Ramayana? Even in United States, they will look at you as if, what? What are you talking about? Have you heard of Odin and Thor and all that? Yeah, I watched the movie. So they watch all the Western movies and they see the Odins and Thors and all those people, okay? But in a Western movie, in a Hollywood movie, is there any Shri Ram over there? A Shri Krishna? Except for ISKCON people, nobody has ever done anything like that. They are promoting over there, standing in the middle of the street and singing songs. But the whole of United States, the whole of Europe doesn't even know whether there is a Ram, there is a Sita, there is a Arjuna, there is a Krishna. Nobody knows. And you are talking about Kurukshetra's bombs and all those kind of things. I mean, think about it. They don't know who is Krishna. What bomb is going to affect them? So then that means there is a finer meaning to all these statements. Taking these books at a face value is not correct. Please don't take these stories at face value because nobody gives a damn. Okay? There is no movie being made in United States by Hollywood for Shri Ram and Shri Krishna and all those people. There is no Mahabharata created over there. Nobody in US knows it, nobody in Europe knows it, nobody in Africa also knows it. Some places in the world they know. And all the people except for Hindus, the rest of the world doesn't believe in these stories. Can you get the point? Common sense will tell you that. So then what is the meaning of these words? So these scriptures and these stories are not stories or scriptures the way you look at it. Do you think anybody in India knows about Jesus Christ? Nobody knows. Okay? Now, Elon Musk has gone and changed his name. Okay? Some KK, God knows, something like that. Okay? Now think about it. How many of you know that he is taking the name of an Egyptian goddess? The goddess of power. I don't even know the name of that goddess. Okay? Does anybody know the name of a Norse goddess? First and foremost, you will ask me, what is Norse? You will do like this because you don't know what is Norse. Okay? Then if I keep on telling you names of all these creatures, you are going to wonder. Nobody on this side of the planet has ever heard of him. Nobody knows. And nobody cares also. You think those people will care about your gods? Or your bombs? Or your things? Nobody cares. When Oppenheimer is there, the world is, oh my God, Oppenheimer. Only Oppenheimer they know, the father of the bomb. Beyond that, Does anybody know who was the father of this Arjuna's bomb? Huh? Or Ashwathama's bomb? Does anybody even know that? No, because nobody knows. That means these stories are not like that. So first and foremost, we got to accept this fact that these stories or whatever that is being mentioned must be having a different meaning. The way nobody has heard of these Norse goddesses or all that kind of a thing. Okay? How many of you have heard of runestones? Only one person might have heard of it. What is runestone? I don't know. Huh? Have you heard of Kartus? No, I am sure. You may say, nod your head and say, yeah, I have heard of Kartus. What does Kartus mean? If you ask an Indian, he will say, oh, it means Kartus means a bullet. Sorry. This is the problem. Nobody knows. And you are going to do that. So nobody has heard of it. Till I didn't see the Scorpion King, do you think I knew about there is a Scorpion King or an Alligator King or a Crocodile King? I have no idea about it. Got the point? In the same way, we have not heard of these kind of things. So everyone is reminded of the Samvartaka fire which takes place at the time of annihilation. You can keep on coming up with all kinds of, beautiful scenes. Oh, you remember that, during the time of Adam and Eve, something like this was happening. I don't know. So they will say Adam and Eve started 6,000 years ago. People will laugh like that. 6,000 years ago? My already Ramayana had finished. They will say like this. So how did Adam and Eve start later on? See, there is no logic in all these things. So the idea should be that you should know the things clearly. Alright? So we have to understand it. So the next verse, 32 verse says, on seeing the disturbance of general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahmastra weapon as Lord Shri Krishna desired. Here again is a statement. I want you to think about it. How does Saturn get affected? How does Jupiter get affected? How does Pluto? Pluto is not a planet, it's an exoplanet. But let us think about it like it's a planet. Come on. Okay? We are going for Star Wars. We are going to have those things moving in outer space like that. Nothing like that is happening. How is that weapon, which is such a tiny weapon, on earth put in a place like Kurukshetra, going to affect all the stars over there? Okay, it is not even affecting New York and London and Paris and Japan and Tokyo. It is not even, they don't even know of your existence. How is it going to affect Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus? I don't know. All these things is not going to affect anybody. Why should it affect? If your child is going to ask this question tomorrow, what dad, what are you talking about? How is it going to affect the Uranus? How is it going to affect Neptune planet? What this weapon is dropped in Kurukshetra, doom, like that, okay? 2 weapons are dropped, one from Ashwathama and one from Arjuna. Why is it going to get affected in New York City? I don't know. You are going to be so phased. Even without taking drugs, it will appear you have taken drugs because you are totally gone. Zonked out with his question. Hello, what is he talking about? Guruji, please answer this question. This fellow is asking me stupid questions. No, he's asking you logical questions, you idiot. You answer him. We are people like donkeys, donkeys and cows and all those buffaloes. You understand? Have you seen a horse and a buffalo? It's tied in one, bailgadi we call it, bullock cart. And the fellow sitting on top is saying, yeah, go in this direction. Fatak. He'll just keep on doing that and you are going to move only in one direction. You are not even bothered what's going to happen. Do you care? That is the reason why that is what has happened to everybody on this planet Earth. Nobody knows the answer and they are trying to give some fantastic answers. Ask them these questions and let your children ask these questions to you. Why is it that New York is not going to get affected with your Brahmastra? It's not going to get affected. No. Forget about New York. He's talking about the moon and the sun and this planet and that planet. It's not going to get affected. Why? Because they are billions of miles away. There's a planet called Saturn. It's billions of, God knows how many millions of miles away. I don't even know. I don't even have the calculation. You think something happening in Kurukshetra is going to affect that planet over there? No. It doesn't work. Even a big dam built by China is not going to affect anybody. Alright? We are all having this fear psychosis in our mind, you know. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Tomorrow China is going to build a dam, and because they're building a dam, Brahmaputra river is going to have a problem, and India will have a problem. We all have this kind of a fear psychosis all the time. Did anybody of you die during the coronavirus? Otherwise you would not be sitting here, no? Your ghost is sitting. Nothing happened. Yeah, same thing. Merapi, Metapi, Dum. You know, all those, Merapi and Metapi are, these are volcanoes in Indonesia. They are going boom, boom, boom all the time. Versivas is going boom, boom, boom sometime. Who cares? You are in India. You are not even bothered. You are bothered about eating food, idli, dosa, vada, sambar. Bas. Okay, somebody will say, Metapi, just now it erupted. Really? Hey, sambar. Please bring one sambar over here. You are bothered about your sambar rather than that Merapi and Metapi. What the point? This is how we are. You are useless people, not even bothered. So tomorrow when your children is going to ask all these questions, which grandfather of yours is going to teach you then this answer? You yourself don't know. I hope common sense will prevail on you. But this has nothing to do with these books which saying, this thing happened and that thing happened. That is why you look at Krishna and that guy is always smiling. I mean, at least I am making noise. He won't even listen. He will be doing Parth like that. I don't know whether he says Parth or something else. Parth is in Australia. Okay, let us come back to this story again. So there is a general disturbance in the general populace. Okay. And the imminent destruction of the planets, I doubt it. Arjuna at once retracted, brought Brahmastra weapon as Lord Shri Krishna desired. So now they have the power of retraction also. Let us withdraw the weapons. Have you ever heard of any weapon being withdrawn? Yeah, put one bomb, zoom, doom. It is going to fall down over there, sir, whichever place. And retraction? Hey, come on, bring it back, man, bring it back. Let me first have my breakfast. Then we will see. Nobody is going to do that. Nobody can retract the weapon. So then there is a deeper meaning to this also. I hope you get the point. Nobody on this planet Earth can explain these lines. Only those who are having that vision, buffalo vision, they will accept these sentences. Questioning the sentence is very important. Question it. Ask yourself, what is it that is being said over here? Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like two red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like an animal. So here you will find that our great friend Mr. Arjuna, he goes and he says, okay, let us arrest this fellow. Ashwathama, hey, policeman, arrest him. And he puts him in one hatkadi and says, come on, let's go. Why? Because this guy was responsible for the Brahmastra and he has killed those 5 children, isn't it? Do you remember that? Now at this given moment in time, there is a very, very strange dialogue which happens. Why is it strange? Because the purport of this dialogue is very deep. And I will give you the purport in a very different manner. Listen to it very carefully. After binding Ashwathama, verse 34, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. Shri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna. Shri Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of the Brahmana, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. Next verse 32, 36 verse. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, and a surrendered soul. Verse 37 says, a cruel and a wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others living deserves to be killed for his own well-being, otherwise he will go down by his own actions. Now these are extremely dangerous lines. And who is talking them? Who is saying these words? Shri Krishna is provoking Arjuna. Shri Krishna is the epitome of love and devotion. And Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna, here is a person who has done so many wrong things. He has gone and killed all the children of Draupadi. All, not all, 5. And when they were asleep. That is treachery. Nobody is supposed to do treachery. You are not supposed to do this kind of an action. Okay? Even in a boxing match or even in football match or whichever match, you cannot take another person unguarded. Suppose the person is taking a recess from the fight. He is sitting in his chair on the corner over there. And you go and start hitting him. Is it allowed? No. The rule book doesn't say so. Similarly, there are lots of things happening in the world. Have you seen those children and those women and the men whose throats were slit recently? In the Gulf, in the Middle East, these kind of things, are they not happening? They are bombing people in the middle of the night. They are doing all kinds of atrocious things. They are raping women. They are doing all wrong things in the world. Yesterday, one person drove the vehicle, killed 10 people, and 30 were injured. It was first at 3 a.m. in the morning. Is that allowed? I don't think so. When somebody takes life of another person unguarded, the person doesn't even know. Or maybe that person is a nutcase. Understand? He's not in the right senses. And then you go and kill him or do something to him. It is not allowed. The scriptures are very clear. You have to fight with the person of equal capacity. When in the Olympics you will find that a man masquerading as a woman won the Olympics, the whole world reacted very badly. It is not a done thing. Men are going into women's bathrooms. Is it an allowed thing? Or they call themselves by some different terminologies. He, she, it, they, them, and God knows what all. Is it allowed? No. Think about all the atrocities that are going on in this world. A simple case, a very, very simple case I will tell you. There is a chess match going on in this world. You know, one of the Indians won the gold medal and all that. He became a world champion. In his category, there's a woman called Humpy. She won in her category. And people are waiting for the world's top players to play the match. And they came up to the finals. They came up to the finals. The whole world is intently watching the match. They want, the match is about to start. And this number one person in the world says to this person with whom he is playing, you see, let us call it a draw. You and I can share the gold medal without playing the game. I want you to think about it. These two guys never played the game. They shook hands and they are both sharing the gold medal. Do you feel cheated? They should have played the game. Imagine two great teams in the orange ball. Okay? People have paid millions and millions and millions. And then the two captains of the team come in front of each other. And they decide. We have both played till the finals. Now you are tired, I am tired. I have got my money from all the sponsors. You have got your money from all the sponsors. Let us cut a deal in such a way that whatever money that is going to come for the number one player in the world, you take half, I take half. And let us not play the match. If this happens in the orange ball, what is going to happen? Do you get the point or no? So this is what happens over here. Arjuna is being told, you should not do this kind of a thing, that whatever Ashwathama has done wrong. Religion doesn't allow this. Somebody who is careless, somebody who is intoxicated, just imagine, that fellow is intoxicated, okay? And now he is going to, take one he's looking like this, I don't know where this fellow is. He can't even focus. He sees four people instead of one. Because he is slurring, like that he is doing. And now he is trying to, put the bow and the arrow together. Can you fight this kind of a person? You can't fight an intoxicated person. You can't fight somebody who is an insane person, mad fellow. He does this kind of a thing. You can't do that. Imagine, you are gone for the match in Las Vegas, boxing match or whatever. And the match is all those beautiful girls around. Everything is going on. Referee is doing something, and everybody is saying, I am going to kill him. I am going to do this to him. And they come over there, and they say, and this fellow said, doom, one. That fellow falls flat on the ground. I mean, just imagine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Finished. Gone. Your money is going down the drain. Do you understand this? You are the idiot who has gone for the match. And in one shot, it's a knockout. Do you feel happy with it? All these matches are fixed. They will say we will go up to the last day of the match. Every match is fixed. Okay, you will take 4 runs and win the match like this. And there are billion idiots watching this match. And everybody is betted on it. What happens in the stock exchange is exactly this. There are millions and millions of people, investing in something. And then the stock comes down. For what reason, nobody knows. Do you feel cheated? Yes. So this is what happens. And that is the reason why when you don't have a chariot, you are having a chariot. Can you go and fight somebody who is not having a chariot? The law of the war is very simple. If you are having a sword, the other fellow is also supposed to have a sword. Both people can fight with a sword. But one fellow has a machine gun and you have a sword. How is it equal, tell me? That fellow will... finished. You are finished in one go. Finished. Just 1 second you are finished. That is not an equal fight, no? So fight has to be equal. And that is the reason why what Ashwathama did was wrong. Krishna is telling this to Arjuna. Got the point? The cruel and the wretched people who maintain their existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed by his own well-being. Otherwise he will go down by his own actions. So Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, you got to kill this man. You got to kill this man. Why? Because if you don't kill this man, this is a wretched person, a cruel person who has done something terribly wrong. He deserves to be killed. For his own well-being. If Arjuna kills Ashwathama, Ashwathama will reach heaven. Do you get the point? Because he died in the war. There is a very strange logic in this world. Nobody understands this logic. And otherwise, he says, if you don't do this, he will go down by his own actions. Then Maya darling takes over. And she says, now this fellow, okay, karma, I am going to do this karmic, dance on his head now. That is what will happen. So, Sri Krishna is provoking Arjuna to go and kill that fellow's, Ashwathama. So, we have come to the end of verse 37. What is going to happen and why is it happening like that? We will see that tomorrow. Let the suspense stay as it is. Okay, because you should understand what is Krishna doing in this. अगले हफ्ते अगले एपिसोड में हम देखेंगे, like in Hindi they say in the serials, we will watch this in the next episode. What is going to happen? You know the story, but still you don't know the purport of the story. So we will come to know that tomorrow. So we'll stop over here.
Recording stopped.